Hi, this is Jules with ph360, and welcome to our third segment of our retreat series, which is our amazing mini retreat immersion, where we're taking you inside of a ph360 retreat so you can get the feeling of what it would be like to be on a retreat. We're all about transformation, and transformation is trans being when you go beyond, and formation being the current place you are. So transformation, going beyond where you currently are, and basically getting back to you, 100% you. And today's segment is so important. We do workshops when we're on site in our beautiful retreat locations, out in the patios, in the sand, as we go on excursions. We do all these different experiences so that you can really immerse yourself 100% in your own personal ph360 and take yourself on a journey to you. So that when you go home, that you have all of this under your belt, and that you are able to incorporate everything that you've gotten from the retreat, that it's naturally incorporated into your life in a lasting way. So that's what our intention is, and what we create on the retreats for you. This is a mini version of that. And today we have Diana Anderson, who is our VP of Coaching. She teaches all of our classes, and so she is an integral part of the curriculum and the training for the mastery course, which is also our course for coaches. So if you're interested in being a coach, we really need coaches right now, just to say. I mean, I'm just saying. And Diana's here, and she's going to teach us all about place and our environment. Diana, are you here?
I'm here. Great to be here. Thanks, Jill.
Awesome. Yes. All right. So everybody's super excited, Diana. So take it away.
Excellent. Hello, everybody. I am very happy to be here to talk to you about one of my favorite ph360 subjects, which is place. And it's my favorite, one of my favorites, because place made an enormous difference in my own personal health when I went on my ph360 journey. I was actually not very healthy, having lots and lots of health issues, including terrible memory, and I had poor mental clarity. My face was broken out and had headaches, all kinds of really serious problems. That cleared up when I followed my place. Place actually made a bigger difference than food even. So I want to talk to you about the significance and importance of place. First of all, think about your place. Your first place that you live is your body. Your body is where you are housed. Your spirit or your soul, or however you think about that, lives inside this place. And then an extension of your body is the place you live, your home. So your home is where your spirit or your soul is housed. And from there, you have your yard, your garden, your community, your town, and the whole earth. We are living in this place, and all of it impacts our epigenetics. It impacts every cell in our body. What we see visually, and what sounds and smells that are around us. If we are in a house, say, for example, that doesn't smell nice to us, that will impact our epigenetics. If we live in a community that has the wrong kind of noises for us, our community can impact our epigenetics and our overall health and well-being. So we need to look carefully at place, because this is where our soul and spirit reside, right? So let's make it the best place we possibly can. So if you got the email prior to coming to the retreat, you know that you had an assignment, and your assignment was to go very deeply into your place section and write down all the keywords and all the key phrases that you read in your ph360 place. And you're supposed to load more and make sure you have all those keywords. If you don't have those keywords, then you can pause this video right now and take time to do this exercise. Go into your place, write down if it says you need so much sunshine, you need red in your house, you need organization, whatever those keywords are or key phrases, either one, write them down on a piece of paper all together. And load more at the bottom, load more until you have covered all those pages. Then come back to this video, okay? Pause.
And Dee, there's some people who have that are on this and watching this right now who aren't part of ph360 yet. So how would they proceed forward?
The first thought I have is get your ph360 and look at what it says about your place, because we might be conditioned to a certain place. For example, some people say, well, you know, I'm used to this climate. You can adapt to a climate, but it doesn't mean it's the best climate for your body. You can adapt to a community, and it doesn't necessarily mean that's going to serve you the best. And then there's little tiny things that ph360 knows. I mean, crazy stuff. Like, for example, ph360 tells me that I need stones, plants, and wood in my house. How does ph360 know how important that is to me? Somehow it knows. And so I've always had plants, stones, and wood in my house, always. And whenever I've had to be in transition a lot and I don't have those things around me, it doesn't feel as good. I need those things, and ph360 knows that. It knows I need to sit by a window. It knows that I need a certain amount of interaction with other people. And so I would say ph360 is the only way that this particular workshop is going to impact you the best, right? So now you've come back to the video because you've written down all your keywords and you know what they are from ph360. And now what you're going to do is take out a piece of paper and a pen or pencil, probably a pencil, just in case you want to change some things. And you're going to pick a room in your house or your office, a room that you're going to focus on. And then we can expand this out to other areas, but let's take it in a bite-sized step right now. So let's say you draw your master bedroom or your home office, some room that means a lot to you, drawn on a piece of paper. And now, once that square is there, or whatever shape your room is, you're going to look at your keywords and the key phrases and see how could you put some of those keywords and key phrases and implement them into that room. So for example, if I have a room in my house that is missing plants or stones or wood, I would add them in, because my ph360 says, and it's correct, that bringing in elements of nature feeds my spirit and my soul. And that's where I live, right? That's where my spirit and my soul live. So I want to implement those things. Now, if it says I need splashes of red, then I would implement splashes of red into that room. If it says you need a quiet, cozy, comfortable, warm corner, why not put a quiet, comfortable, cozy, warm corner into that room? You're just going to have to look through there, pick some that you can implement, and then draw on that piece of paper exactly what you're going to do and where it's going to go, like red pillows right here, and draw them on that room. Okay, or you're going to hang some pictures of the ocean above your bed, because those are what you're drawn to, and it says pictures of nature in your profile. So figure that out. Take some time right now. Look at your map on your room and write down some ideas. Now, this exercise can go on and on for, I suggest in the place section, every month or two, you revisit this and see if you can implement one more thing into your place to make it more dialed in, more you, and feeding you even better. Okay, and while you're doing that, I want to invite our special guests we have here with us, Marie, who attended one of our recent retreats in Mexico. And we did this class at the Mexico retreat. And Marie was really very diligent with her exercise. She did it well, and she put things down on her paper, and she went home from her retreat and she implemented what she had decided to do. So we're gonna listen to Marie and see some of the ideas she chose, and you can see how well you can expand this out to make your home the perfect place for you. Go ahead, Marie.
Okay, thanks, Diane. Yes, the retreat was amazing, and I highly recommend, if you ever have a chance to actually go to a retreat, do. It was the best decision I ever made. I learned so much about myself, and brought a lot home and have been implementing, things a little bit at a time, and it's just been amazing. So the place part was really fun for me because I do like to work with things with design and all that. And I'm a sensor. So some of my keywords, warm, of course, meaningful symbols, soothing, decluttered, and also beautiful views of nature. So when we were at the retreat, I chose my home office to try to recreate and implement some things. And so I went with the meaningful symbols. I like things that are meaningful to me, things that maybe pictures or, different things that I've done or have collected from my travels. So one of the things that I incorporated, you might be able to see behind me, it looks like just like a plain window, but it's actually a original window from my home that I bought 19 years ago. I've spent the last 19 years remodeling this home. So this old window means a lot to me. It reminds me of everything I've accomplished with this home. And I took some of the pictures that I took when I was on the retreat, pictures of the beach and some of the excursions that we went on, and I put them on the window and hung that up. So that is a constant reminder to me while I'm here in the office of the amazing time that I had at the retreat, the amazing friends that I met, and just the good, warm, cozy feeling of when I had the whole time I was there at the retreat. So that's my meaningful symbol there. It's still a little chilly here in Ohio, but when it does warm up, I have a window that I look out that I'm going to plant some flowers so I can get my nature scene that way. And of course, I always have the heat cranked up here. So that is my warmth there. So definitely, it's been just really great just looking at that. I'll be, working in my office, and if I, just kind of start to feel a little stressed or whatever, I just take a look over and I'm just going to just be like, oh yes, life is good. Everything is awesome. And it's just been really great for me.
Oh, thank you, Marie. I'm so happy. You even showed me pictures of some of the other things you had implemented on your little desk and stuff. You've done lots of little things to make it special and those meaningful symbols. You brought several of those in. So that's great. I'm really glad that, you're embracing the play section. And how do you feel like, is it making you feel any different to implement some of these play section ideas into your world?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. It just gives me that good sunny feeling. And I even printed off pictures and put them throughout the house from the trip. And in my bedroom, I have one of the most beautiful beach scenes. And every morning I wake up and I see the picture of the beach, and it just reminds me of how awesome it was. I even have a painted chalkboard frame that I wrote "Everything is awesome" that sits behind the beach picture. So I wake up every morning, and that's the first thing I'm looking at is a beautiful picture of the beach, and everything is awesome. And it's just a really great way to start the day and a really great way to end the day as well. It's just seeing those things right there.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. We both really appreciate it, and we appreciate you. It was really fun to meet you and get to know you on the retreat.
Oh, it was great to meet you guys as well. I loved it.
Yeah, you stayed not just for the retreat, but you also did a detox. How was that?
Yes, the detox was great. I didn't know that detoxing could be so much fun. It's weird, but it stands true that when you have the support around you, and I didn't have to lift a finger the entire time. Everything was set in front of me, and when it's prepared and set there, it makes such a big difference. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to figure out, oh, when am I going to have time to make this? What am I going to make? How should I prepare it or anything? It's just right there. And, you just eat and you just enjoy everyone's company. And I I just have to say my body felt really, really good through the whole thing. Like I might have been a little tired after the first day, but after that I was fine. I could still feel, a little bit weirdness here and there, but in the end of it, I just felt really great. It was just amazing.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed in doing the, I've done a lot of detoxing in my life. I mean, my friends kid me about it because I've been such a detox queen. But one of the things that I noticed in being there and having Mark totally 100% making everything for me, and I didn't have to think about it, that it was so much easier. And everything seemed like, with all the activities and the things we were doing, it just was so much easier, I thought.
Yeah, you didn't notice.
Yeah.
And sitting down at dinner and having everybody there and sharing our experiences of the day, just really having that support really, really helped, because I'm single. I live at home alone. So I kind of, I mean, I could still do it, I'm sure, but it just wouldn't be the same. I would do it on my own and having to fix everything myself. So
I know, I hear you. And another thing that I thought was really cool is that I wasn't experiencing all the issues, but whatever we did there during the time while we were at the retreat, and the food and everything that we had over that time, I lost weight while I was at the retreat. And then even since I've been home, I'm continuing to lose weight. I mean, I'm actually down now into a size 4, which is incredibly different than when I was there. And it was like my body started morphing after I did the detox. And so the difference I think was that we did detoxes that are specifically for us. Like I've done all these other random detoxes, all these different detoxes I've done, and all these different things I've tried. And when we did the specific for our exact self with our exact foods and everything completely personalized, it was like my body was just so jazzed about it. It's just continuing to deliver amazing sauce going on here. So it's really good, really good, and I loved it. Yeah. So, well, thank you so much, Marie, for being here. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to share with anybody?
I would just have to say, there's a lot to the ph360, because it covers everything. And I would just say, be kind to yourself, be gentle, and just take it day by day. Don't try to be perfect in everything, because that'll just drive you crazy. Just implement things, 1 or 2 things at a time, and just ease your way into it. And it just keeps getting better and better. You just keep feeling better, and, just, have fun with it. Really, it is really a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think that's super great advice, Marie, because it is too much to just implement all at once. Mm-hmm. But we all can do the baby steps. We all can add a splash of red, or put a heater at our desk if we're cold during the day, or get a dehumidifier if we're supposed to be in a dry environment. We can all do the little things one at a time and implement them to make our world a little bit better. Now, one question that comes up about place a lot is that there are couples that maybe have different ph360 profiles, and they wonder, how can I implement my place section with my partner's place section? So I want to address that really quick, because there is a solution. Just like if we are eating a meal with different people, different biotypes, and they have completely different profiles. One person should eat a lot of meat, one person should have cooked food, and another person should have raw food. What we do is we share dishes that work for everybody, and then we have our own dishes that maybe one person has cooked vegetables and the other person has raw vegetables. So we don't have to eat exactly the same meal just because we're sitting down together. It is a little extra work, but everyone's getting what their body needs. And the same thing happens in your house. So there could be a corner for one person in the house that likes it really warm, and there's this cozy little corner. And then there could be another area where there's a window or a fan or a breeze for somebody who needs a totally different environment. So we do want to note that there are ways to combine things and do a little compromising. I use my sister sometimes as an example, because what she did in her house was, her honey likes it cooler and she likes it warmer, and so they just met in the middle. She let it go down a little bit than what she would normally like, and he let it go up a little bit more than they normally like, and now they're at a pretty comfortable medium. Then also, he likes the blinds closed and she likes them open. So she's home a lot during the day. She opens the blinds. When he gets home, they get closed. So they're kind of, you compromise. You don't always have the perfect situation when two people are very different, but there are ways to make it work. And one room could be different than another room, and one corner could be, warmer than another place in the house. So there is a way to make that work. And is there any questions that you think, Jules, I should cover about place? Any other questions?
Yes, there's a few questions. Some of the questions that people ask all the time are when they look at their ph360 and say, for instance, their ph360 says their climate is supposed to be a dry desert, and they live somewhere where it's more humid or it's more cold, and those kinds of things. And maybe even sometimes they think that their best environment is has humidity in it. Like maybe they've been to tropical islands and they felt so great, or their hair looked good, or whatever, so just kind of talking a little bit about the climate and what that would mean for someone and what they might try, if it's different.
Great. That's an important question, and it does come up a lot. I'm going to use myself as a first example. So I am supposed to be in a dry climate, hot and dry. I'm an activator, so hot and dry. Well, what happens to me is when it's cold, my hands get white and they crack, and they just look dry and chafe. They don't look nice whenever I get cold. So I thought humidity was good for me, because whenever I went to a tropical island, my skin would get incredibly soft. And I thought, oh, I'm supposed to be with humidity, but I'm actually not supposed to be with humidity. What I found out after ph360 was all I had to do to get incredibly soft was be warm. And so if I keep my house warm enough and I don't go outside in the winter without gloves and sit anywhere where it's really cold, then I stay soft as long as I'm warm. I don't need humidity to get soft, only need it to be. So what happens when I get cold is my body is using energy to keep the inside warm, and it draws moisture and energy away from my skin. So that because the inside I have to have warmth to keep the organs warm and everything. So if you're cold, then it's using up resources. As soon as I'm warm, I don't need those resources for that. The resources can go to the skin. So in other cases, there are people who think, like I have one coaching client that I coached for a while, and she lives in a big city, which is very cold and moist. And she's an activator. And she's used to it. She's adapted and thinks that's great. She thought it was a great environment for her until she joined ph360, and she reads, I'm supposed to have hot and dry and nature, and she lives in actually near New York. And the thing that we talked about was that she has grown up in this environment and been there a long time. So of course, mentally and a lot of emotionally, a lot of ways, she's very much adapted to it, but a drier climate is better for her. So she got a dehumidifier and is spending more time walking outside. Even though she doesn't get mountains or streams, she's still outdoors, connecting with plants, doing a little bit more with plants and a little bit more outdoors, and feeling the difference that a drier climate with more nature is a little better for her. We can adapt, but it's better if we adapt towards our ph360 natural place, because that is what feeds our body and every part of us, our body, heart, and soul, the best.
Yeah, it's the setting. Basically, it's the setting for our body to be in its natural state of optimal health. And that's really, really real. And another thing too, that I've noticed also, Dee, is people, if they're in a place that's very concrete, for instance, and they need natural, you can buy plants and you can bring in wood items, you know, special things that you place around your home that when you look at them, you feel really, really good. Those are really fun too. If you're in a place that just doesn't have what you're looking for, you can also have a big picture of a beautiful redwood forest. If yours is mountains and beautiful trees, and if you need a picture of a forest, I have a lot of those. You can send me a note at jules@ph360.me and I will send you some pictures of forests because I've been living in Portland, Oregon. And so I've got a lot of pictures of forests. Yeah, so, well, that's awesome. Now, Diana, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. I mean, you guys, Diana is one of our retreat team. We have retreat team from around the world, basically. And at each retreat, there's someone who's Diana or someone like Diana who's there to immerse us into our ph360, to focus individually on you and what you need, and share with you and create a plan like they did with Marie and they did with the whole crew that was there in My Riviera and every other retreat that we do, that they leave knowing specifically what they need to implement, not just in the place, but in every single area of their ph360. So Diana, I really quick just wanted you to share from your perspective. I've asked each person as we've been on, you know, the team, like, what is it about being on the retreat for you personally that you enjoy? Like, what do you love about being a team and being on the retreats? You're muted. Okay, there you go.
My favorite part, I mean, that's a little hard to say because there's a lot of good stuff, but I think my favorite part was like we got to do a lot of fun activities as a group, and I got to connect really well with some of the people. And like Marie and I, we got to spend a lot of time together doing activities and connecting, and that was really fun. Getting to know people in the retreat and getting to know Marie was really special, and that was probably the best part, is getting to do activities and getting to know each other at the same time. The connection was really special.
So when you say activities, you mean things like going to the beach, swimming in the ocean, visiting Mayan ruins, going to lagoons, snorkeling,
swimming with the turtles,
underwater caverns, the cenotes. Yeah, what else was there?
Drinking fresh coconut water from a coconut, going shopping in Mexico and going downtown to Carmen, what was it called? Playa del Carmen. I mean, we had so many fun excursions. There's so many.
Yeah, there were, I mean, we didn't even name them all. There's so many fun things that we do on a retreat, you guys. We're trying to cram as much as we can into our retreat immersion that we're sharing with you. But like, there's just so much more. And so
we should show pictures from one of the retreats, you know, and show them how many amazing things we got to do.
Oh, that's a great idea. I'll send out some pictures in each one of the emails for you guys. So anyways, thank you so much, Diana. Thank you for the amazing contribution that you are for all of our coaches, for the curriculum that you've designed, for who you show up as, and in creating the awesome coaches that we have. And even Marie is one of those awesome coaches in training still, right, Marie? Yeah, still in training. But yes, and we really need coaches. We have a whole corporate division that's being launched, Shea Wellness, and we're spreading the personalized health message to corporations all over the world. That means that people are going to have the opportunity to live in their optimal situations in work and at home. So we're so excited about that. It's such a transformation that's happening in the world and in business and in people's lives. So thank you so much. And Marie, thank you also for being here. We really appreciate you and love you. You know that.
You too.
Yeah. It's one of the amazing things too about retreats is just how close you get to be with everybody. It feels like family and people that like you could go anywhere with. And I don't know, it's just a really fun situation. You wish you didn't have to leave. You still want to hang around with us, right, Marie?
Yes, absolutely. I miss it every day. I wish we were back there.
Yeah, so that's why we're coming to Ohio. Hello, we're going to go to Ohio this summer, and we're going to be hanging out with Marie and other people in Ohio. Bex is coming, Rebecca Morrison, who's one of the founders of ph360, and so there's going to be a lot of fun happening this summer. So if you are listening to this replay, and it's even after this summer, there's still more things that are happening, but they might be new things. So anyways, this summer, 2017, we are going to be out in the world with our peeps and hanging around with people around the world. So it was so incredibly awesome to have you guys here, and we are looking forward to welcoming our next segment, which will be Dr. Steve Rogers. He is going to be coming and sharing with us. He is a doctor of chiropractic, and he came on our Maya Riviera retreat. He's also our Shea Fit, which is for personal trainers and fitness centers. And it came down and basically, created magic and transformation with the bodies that were there. And he's going to teach us a very special trigger point kind of release that helps relieve stress in our bodies and creates ourselves as being at our natural set point. Like, we don't even get where our natural set point is sometimes at this point in time. So Steve's going to be with us, and so watch for that next one that we have coming. And we are so excited that you're here and spending time with us and watching these videos. And if you're watching the replay or you're getting this in your email, you can look at the link down below. We've put in links for like a special welcome kind of awesome offer if you want to come on a retreat. So we gave you very special offer and payment plan. So if you're interested, be sure to click down below. And then we are also going to be having a live Q&A for retreats that's going to be happening on the 20th. So if you're interested in having your questions answered, or you want to ask some more questions, we'll probably have a couple of our retreat team and a couple of people who have been on the retreats present so that you can ask questions. And we'll look forward to connecting with you more and sharing all about our retreats and giving you tons of value in these and really helping you to experience a tiny bit of the transformation that we have present when you are 100% immersed in your personal profile, your personal ph360, and everything that is just completely your optimal place of being. So thank you so much for being here, and we'll look forward to connecting in the future. Bye, everybody.